Right, the new mayor of the Cederberg Municipality could be drawn from a residents' organization, the Cederberg First movement, also known as Cederberg Eerste, which is not a political party, but a residents' organization, won 27.5% of the vote in the Cederberg Local Municipality. Now, this makes Dr. Ruben Richard. This means that he could become the mayor, although he says it's not what he's interested in, and he's also not interested in being a kingmaker. But Dr. Richard says that he's interested in the residents of the Cederberg community, and they must remain the first priority. He now joins us to tell us more about the victory of the CE movement. Dr. Richards, a very good morning to you. It's such a pleasure having you on the show. You mentioned that you're not a political party, but a residents' organization. Just outline exactly what that means.
Hey, good morning to you. Thanks for the opportunity, and good morning to your listeners and viewers. The Cederberg First Residents Association is exactly what it says. It's a group of residents who want to put Cederberg first. We're not a political party. We're simply a group of concerned residents. And so at the leadership of this particular entity, we have business persons like myself and others. We have community leaders, we have activists who are all joined at the hip by the fact that we are residents of this region and this area.
Now, what will inform the mechanisms of the organization, how you go about, resolving disputes and other things as well?
Well, we participated in the local elections to take control of the governance of the municipality. That's the mission, that's the idea. And the reason for that is that the residents were unhappy with the manner in which the current ruling party was administering the environment. And so all the levers of power, the levers of mediation, and all of those are in place, but not effectively utilized, and certainly not for the benefit of all residents. So we will simply oil those wheels and make sure that the engine works, if I may use that as an image.
Now, Doctor, you, of course, are second behind the ANC, ahead of the DA. It does make you the kingmaker. You said you're more concerned about the residents, though, of Cederberg. Talk to us about some of those challenges, especially as somebody that is on the ground and that knows the kind of challenges that you do need to address now that you're in this position.
Sure. The challenge in our environment, first of all, our environment is a rural farming environment. I'm a commercial farmer myself in the area. That's what I do here. The challenges at the level of employment are obvious. That's just a national challenge, and it's replicated right here. But one of the more immediate challenges is unplanned in-migration of people. So the municipality has not anticipated the growth of human persons into the area, and that speaks to the economic viability of the area. People generally move to a place where they perceive there is employment. And indeed, in our valley, we have a lot of employment. We're very successful farming enterprises. And unfortunately, the in-migration has not been anticipated and therefore not planned, and therefore you have sprawling informal settlements that do not enjoy services, and it just creates all sorts of other problems. So that's at the infrastructural town planning, if you will, level. And then there are challenges at a service delivery level when it comes to issues of water. We cannot afford to have polluted water, neither for the residents or for the irrigation systems of our farming. We've got sewage leaking into the water systems, and that's got to be fixed. And either that's a function of gross incompetence on the part of those who currently administer it, or just a complete lack of understanding of what it takes to ensure an economic turnaround.
Now, Dr. Richards, I understand that there are some political parties already knocking at your door for a coalition. Which parties would you like to or prefer to go into a coalition with? And what are some of those principles that will govern that coalition or those coalitions?
I try and keep it simple without being too reductionistic about it. We will go into coalition and partnership with anybody who believes in our core values, principles, and approach. And what are those? I mean, let's make the assumption that the constitutional values, as the values embedded in our constitution, is primary and non-negotiable. So we won't repeat all of those, the non-racialism and so on. But more fundamentally for us, it's about putting people first. And that's really what it's about. It's about delivery of services to our people. And if we have a total disrespect for people, then it's manifested in the way in which we deliver services or not. So I'm quite uncompromising when it comes to issues of service delivery, partly because I come from a blue-collar, can-do background as opposed to a philosophical, let me sit on a bench and look at the blue sky and just talk theory. I do that as well, but I prefer to be practical about it. So who are we going to coalition with? Anybody who believes and accepts our drive that the delivery of services is absolutely paramount, and the ideology of your party comes second.
Dr. Ruben Richard, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate that. He's Cederberg's mayoral candidate. He's from the Cederberg Eerste resident organization. It's not a political party, and they are essentially won 27.5% of the votes in that ward behind the ANC and ahead of the DA, making them the kingmakers. Right, up next.